What up, y'all? It's Crew, also known as Araneae, so I'm checking in. I am your Cosmic Rootwork astrologer, specializing in North Node consultations, North and South Node consultations. Yeah, completely just forgot my catch right now. Okay. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can hit me up at araneastorm.wix.com/info. And you can also find me on all social media at araneastorm all over. If you are coming in for the first time and this is your Jupiter sign, you know somebody with this Jupiter, or you're just following along for this astrology, you've come to the right place. Yeah, so before we get it cracking, you already know these are the things as we get into these announcements, okay? We got the Mars activation on deck, all right? So all Mars activations, the Pluto series, Pluto series, Mars, Jupiter series, and now we have the Mars Saturnian series. All that information will be down below. You can also go on the website if you would like to get a tapestry combined with a mini reading as well. I do the birth chart, your placements. I also create a key, galactic signature, and then I'm also going to be putting, by the time you see this video, okay, this will actually be finished, all right? This will be finished and on the website. So I'm also going to be adding a couple symbols down this way and things like that. So if you would like that, I think I might have mentioned like a mini personal reading with that too. You can definitely find that out on the website, all right? So let's get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? On the last sign of this series this week, this is Jupiter and Scorpio, all right? So Jupiter and Scorpio. When we have Jupiter, let's talk about Jupiter first and foremost. This is Jupiter rules over Sagittarius and Pisces, all right? So this is very malefic sign, or planet, I should say, very much so an energy of expansion, abundance, higher education, higher learning, religion, long distance travel, all right? You know, this is the energy that will go from like the mercurial quick boom, 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 facts, da, 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 to taking those facts and actually pulling those things out. You know what I mean? This is not only a religion of like Bible thumping, church face going, things like that, but it's the things that you practice on a day-to-day. This is also your spirit guides, Jupiterian energy. This is also your spirit guides, the energy of your spirit guides. Might not necessarily be the sign per se, but this is the energy that they exude, okay? So when you have Jupiter move into Scorpio, this is very, very powerful energy. Very, very, very powerful energy, because Scorpio is a very, very powerful sign. Every sign is a powerful sign, but Scorpio, it has immense hidden power. You know, this is the sign of death and transformation. So Jupiter, you will have a lot of instances, you will have a lot of scenarios where you're constantly having to literally die and be reborn again on this here earth, on this here life. You know, you'll have a lot of I wouldn't be surprised if Jupiter and Scorpio have like damn near death experiences, or you've had to see death up close, or if it wasn't just personally going on with inside of you. You know, this is something for you. Also, one thing that I always mention with Scorpio is the fact that you're able to connect, you're able to speak with or commune with people who have passed away. This is very much so crossover energy, cemetery kind of energy. Even if you don't know it within yourself, you probably had experiences, especially as a kid, where you were able to talk to the dead, okay? Or talk to people, whatever you want to call it, that have passed over. Very psychic as well. You know, usually with Jupiter here, with Scorpio, it's very easy for you to pick up on the feel of the room. You know, very easy for you to pick up on other people's emotions. To a certain degree, especially if you come to this place, it's very telepathic. You have the ability to feel into other people's emotions with here. This is also a very highly sexually charged, even though I know this is Jupiter here, but with Scorpio here, your sexual power, Jupiter and Scorpio, is everything. And if you can learn how to harness this sexual energy, which I will be having actual conversations with Mars here. I am going to be, I forgot to mention that I am going to be starting a Patreon account this week. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to that. Jupiter, if it should be, I'll go back and add the links, but it's probably going to be patreon.com/Araneae but I'm going to actually be talking about this on the Patreon. I'll do like videos here and there. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a little taste. But if you want to actually view more, it'll be on the Patreon. So, yeah. Okay. It gets really, it can get real, interesting here, to say the least. You know, you can use the sexual energy to, and when I say this is not for me to say for you to do this shit. I'm just saying, like, this can be something that you can do. Like, you can literally use your sex as a form of control. You know, it's a powerful, sexual energy is very powerful energy. And a lot of times, especially the world that we live in, we oftentimes misuse that energy. I'm not here to tell you how, if you should be busting it wide open or not. That's not hey, I'm not in your pockets and I'm not in your puss, okay? Or whatever else you got. You feel me? Like, I'm just saying that there's so many ways that you can actually use your sexual energy. You can actually use your sexual energy to build power. Build your own personal power. Build up that sacral chakra, that solar, that root, you know, through this energy. This is where you come to see the life coaches, you know what I mean? Because you've seen so much death and transformation within your life, it's easy for you to teach people. So you could teach people who have gone through traumatic experiences, you know what I mean, who have gone, you know, just people in general, because we've all gone through death in life, you know what I mean, that death and rebirth process within our life. So it's easier for you to be able to share your experiences and talk about it. Now here also too, Jupiter and Scorpio, I feel like is being pushed here also as well, because if we're talking about expanding the energy here, it's very easy for Jupiter and Scorpio to keep their feelings hidden, their emotions hidden, even though they have a lot of emotions. But I think there's a level of vulnerability that could come here, that not only that you can share with people, but it actually heals people as well, because we're talking about fixed water here. So there's very healing energy as well, you know, just by you, you know, sharing your own personal truth, just by you sharing your own personal, you know what I mean? Like, revelations, you know what I mean? I feel like you have the ability to just heal people just by that presence and being in that presence. This is where you come to meet psychologists here. Anything that has to do with like penetrating the mind, the brain, surgeons. I always talk about surgeons here as well. Like I said, I think I've already said it, but very psychic as hell. I put on here, you know, very much so. This is also attention to detail. Like, Scorpio will analyze every kind of single detail, you know what I mean, to kind of pinpoint where and what and how. You know, this is where you get the analyst, this is where you get the strategist here. You know, I put life coach as well, you know what I'm saying? Very much so, understanding emotional intelligence, being able to see your emotions for what they are, being able to process your emotions, and being able to also wield your emotions, because your emotions here are very powerful. So once you actually learn how to tap in a little bit deeper to those emotions, you can actually harness not only your sexual energy, but you can also harness your emotional energy as well. And when I say this can go two ways. It can be very manipulative in a way, or this can actually be a superpower, if I may, with Jupiter here, that you can actually help people get through some of their toughest times. And I'm not saying that you have to necessarily give your all to do that, but just the mind that you have, the energy of harnessing the Scorpio with Jupiter here, you're able to guide people through their mental processes in a way that not only you can understand, but they can understand, like, where, you know what I mean, where and what is going on here. And I know we're not only just talking about the mind here, because you know what I mean, like, we have, you know, Scorpio has really deep invested emotions, but they're able to channel that energy so they can, you know, really see it. They can really see it for what it is. Mystery schools, learning how to open up, very intense, very also too, not even just intense, like, this could be very obsessive as well too. especially in terms of possessions, because Taurus sits on the opposite side of here, of Scorpio. So it's like you can be very possessive of your possessions and the things that you have and the things that you gain and things like that. And you want to make sure, especially with Jupiter here, that you don't become so obsessive, not even just with things, but over people. You feel me? Especially if those people are really close to you. Yeah, this can be like, you know, hey, not trying to put Scorpio secrets out on deck, but hey, they can get there with a motherfucker, you feel me? So obsessive tendencies. And also this is another thing too, like Jupiter and Scorpio could be so like, if it is like something, because this is passion here too, Scorpio is very passionate. So it's like when Scorpio finds something that they really love and they're really into, they will go, y'all will go for bro in it. Y'all will go, nothing will stop you from going for bro in this. I also feel like with Jupiter and Scorpio here, you want to make sure that you have like a set spiritual practice. You know, that there's something that is always, because we talking about from Taurus to Scorpio here, this is about your soul. This is about your spirit. You feel me? So you want to be able to take out that time to really connect with that. You know what I mean? Really be able to appreciate that. Appreciate the people that have come to give you that occult knowledge, because you have that as well. And it's easy for you to tap into that knowledge as well, being a Scorpio or having a Scorpio, Jupiter and Scorpio here as well. I was seeing about this gut feeling energy. Usually when you have a gut feeling about something, yes, there is a difference between insecurity gut feelings and then just real gut feelings, and you'll know the difference. You will know the difference. You know, that gut feeling, I always account to intuition, of just like, it's like one of those people that just like, I just know. You know what I mean? Like I don't need anything telling me, showing me, guiding me. I just know. And that's just what it is. I just know. But here you are able to focus on the long-term vision, the long-term goal. You can't get shit past them either. You know, with Scorpio here and Jupiter and Scorpio, there's nothing that you can get past. There's nothing that can like fly past Jupiter and Scorpio here at all. So if you think you getting away with it, you're not, because they can feel it. They know. They definitely know. Yeah. So what I put, the healers, yes, once again learning how to be vulnerable, the alchemist. You're able once again to just alchemize your own personal energy. What a gift is it to have a Jupiter here, where you're able to use your own personal power however you want to use it. You feel me? Whether it's for good, for better, or for worse. You feel me? Like you're able to use that and harness that energy at your own will. Like it is your shield, it is your sword, it is your armor, you know, of protection. You know, I think where Jupiter really starts to expand itself here is when you do and you're able to let down your guard. Because Jupiter Scorpio here is very much so like, you know, it can be very secretive, it can be very guarded, you feel me here. But I think once you begin to like allow people to like come in, people that you can trust to come in, and just kind of work with that energy. Because you know, Scorpio, you know if it's going to be good for you, you know, Jupiter and Scorpio, you know it's going to be good for you, you know it's going to be on some, you know what I mean? But I think just knowing that there are going to be people around you, there can be people around you that you can trust, that you can kind of share and kind of let down that armor, let down that like guard of protection with, and just kind of be with. I think that's going to be very, very beneficial for you, my Jupiter Scorpios. Yeah, you are like the not only producers of creativity and things like that and whatever it is, but you're the producers of your own life. You know what I mean? Whatever is surfacing in your mind, whatever intentions that you're setting out, you are liable to get, because we talk about desire here too. You know what I mean? You can literally have anything you want because your manifestation is powerful. Your energy is powerful. You know what I mean? So it's up to you how you want to wield it, but you already know what it is. It's already start checking in, checking out without a motherfucking doubt. All right. See y'all next week. Deuces.